The weather, like life, can be totally unpredictable. One minute everything's fine and calm. Then, from out of nowhere, you find yourself caught in the middle of a perfect storm. Suddenly you're in big trouble, and it's nothing like you could have ever seen coming. Looking back, it all started with the promise of a massive swell.
Hey, I haven't finished that.
You have now.
You seen the surf report? Predicting a 10-foot swell. You in?
I don't know. 10 foot is seriously serious. Maybe I'm not ready to surf the big waves yet.
I think you are.
Really?
Pity we only have one board between us.
Don't worry about that. Hey, sir, have you finished with that?
No. Get that back here, girlie. There was one sip left in that. You owe me 20 cents.
I'd be careful if I was you.
10-foot swell doesn't faze me.
I wasn't talking about the waves.
Even Egg could see the storm brewing.
And now it's time for the wacky weather report with Radio Angelus's resident wackster, Jeffrey Egg Eggleston.
OK, folks, it's time to put on those hats. We've got one mean cold front coming our way. I'm talking mad winds, crazy rains, and bucket loads of emotional turbulence.
Come on. Time is money.
Meanwhile, dark clouds have been hovering over the streetings for a while now.
Now, tomorrow I'll be paying a photographer by the hour, so you'd better not dawdle then. Careful. Vicky, I want you and Josh on either side of your grandmother.
You mean Mum?
For the purposes of the photo shoot, she's your grandmother. And you and Josh are her favourite grandchildren.
Where exactly are you planning on building this retirement village?
Kitten, I'm building lifestyle opportunities for the young at heart. Right there. Of course, we'll have to Photoshop an artist's sketch for the brochure. Come on.
Right next to the Leonard's house.
Vicky, in 3 years' time, that house will be the site of the new Lifestyle Recreation Centre, and everybody in Angelus will have access to its state-of-the-art facilities for a small fee.
What about Lockie's family?
You can't stand in the way of progress, Vicky. You only get trampled on. Well, smile for the camera, babe.
Smile.
Smile.
Smile, Vicky. Smile, Vicky. Click. Perfect.
Lockie here? How did you get in here? And why are you wearing a raincoat? It's a sunny day outside.
Yum, are these tuna?
What's going on?
I've got something to show you. I've been keeping it a secret for a while. It's time I came clean.
We can go to my bedroom.
Bathroom would be better.
All right.
Ever since Philip first met Mel, he'd never quite got the idea out of his head that Mel was in fact a mermaid.
There's something weird about that girl and I just can't put my finger on it. Yes, thank you. Finally someone else sees it. What am I seeing? It all adds up. Mel loves eating fish. She wears a raincoat because she's terrified of getting wet. Although surely Lockie would have realised if she were a mermaid by now. They surf together every day. Of course! Wetsuit! Mel wears a wetsuit causing insufficient surface area of her bare legs to have direct contact with the water. Preventing a complete metamorphosis. Exactly. So what do you propose she wants to show Lockie in private? Her tail. Bathrooms have water. She'll need it to wet her legs so her tail will grow.
When you said surprise, I wasn't expecting this.
Do you like it?
Like it? It's awesome. Just to help you track through the waves like no one's business.
That's what it's designed to do.
That is so cool. A real-life mermaid. Who would have thought it?
Hey, boys. What are you two up to?
Nothing. We need to keep this to ourselves. Word gets out that Mel's a mermaid and she'll be preserved in embalming fluid and stuffed in a museum somewhere. We need to formulate a plan.
Where'd you get it?
The second-hand shop. Just bought it. Needs a bit of a wash, though.
It's so cool. Except no leg rope. I've got one in my room. Must have cost a packet.
7,000 cans. I collected 70 cans a day for 100 days.
100 days.
I started the day I first saw you surf.
Freeze frame for a minute. That right there was clue number 1. Mel was trying to tell me something, and it wasn't about recycling surfboards or mermaids. But all I could say in return was,
Here it is.
Oh,
It's okay, I'll attach it for you. There you go.
okay, that was clue number 2. Mel had never gone to such an effort to look like, well, a girl. Not that I noticed.
Well, do you mind? I'm just doing that.
sorry. Whatever His Highness wants.
You all right?
Just thought you'd be more excited about the board. That's all.
It's excellent. I love it. It's the best. I love you for buying it.
Really? You're kidding, right? So, did you mean what you said about us being ready to surf that wave together?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Okay, stop. This here, clue number 3, it would have been pretty obvious to most people, except me.
You all right?
See you.
Mel,
Yeah,
you're bored.
right. Thanks.
We've got a bolt from the blue for you today, folks. An unseasonable, low-pressure crush front. It's very hard to predict how things are going to pan out. It could be blue skies ahead, or it could turn nasty, nasty, nasty.
The question is, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know. I mean, Mel's great to hang out with. She likes to surf. She's a mate.
But Mel comes with unique complications.
You're telling me. She's cool, but crazy.
You mean you're not sure if you belong in her world, if that's what you want for yourself?
That was weird. My brother's advice actually almost made sense for once.
But who says you can't have a mate as a girlfriend? It actually makes sense. It doesn't have to be confusing or weird. Maybe I do belong in her world.
You just be sure you think that through. In full. Okay?
Not Philip.
Not Locke.
Ten-foot swell, eh?
Yeah. Surf should be awesome.
Young Mel, she up for the challenge?
I think so.
Well, we'll find out, I suppose. Monster swell like that, that'll be a baptism by fire.
Hey, Sarge. How do you know when it's time to ride the big wave with someone?
Well, you know, just as the wave's cresting and you're paddling like mad and you drop... Wait a second, why am I telling you this? You're the expert.
No. Not that kind of wave. The other kind of wave.
Oh, that kind of wave. Well, you just know.
Well, say you don't just know. Not 100%. Maybe 99.98%.
Well, if you go into it with an open and truthful heart, what can go wrong?
Open heart.
Yeah, if you don't go into it with a completely open heart, it's like if you had like the best surfboard in the world, but it had a ding in it. And no matter how much you tried to patch it, it never felt quite right. Joy!
You gotta hand it to the Sarge. He always comes up trumps when it comes to good advice. And this morning, I took him at his word. I opened up my heart to Mel.
Lockie. You all right?
Yeah, I'm more than all right. So are you, just quietly. So, you still want to ride that wave? Because if you do, then I really want to too.
Sure. straight after you change out of your pajamas.
I must have had something else on my mind. I'll see you later.
Lockie.
Stop stressing, Vicky. The Leonards will find another place to live.
No, you have to talk to Dad. He listens to you. Get him to end the deal.
I can't do that. It's the whole reason I'm here in Blubbertown.
I thought you were here because of me.
Of course I am. I'm here to help you and your family. I mean, it's not as if you were gonna meet anyone remotely useful in this town. Just as well your parents sent you to Redmont.
But that's not why they sent me there.
Why else do you think they did? The facilities? Come on, Vicky. You know how things work in our world? The fact that we like each other is an added incentive. Ice cream? I should probably go. I promised your dad I'd look over the blueprints one last time. Of all the girls my parents set me up with, you're by far the nicest.
Yeah, I need to know whether I should take this up before the photo shoot.
Why did you and Dad really send me to boarding school? Be honest, Mum.
The facilities, of course. The solar-powered media centre is world-class. Now, the dress. Vicky, come back here.
Seems that not only is Mel a mermaid, she intends to turn Lockie into a merman. Wow. I think I need to have words with Mel. Best tread carefully. It says here that mermaids can be vengeful and can have powers that can include controlling the weather. Get on her bad side, and who knows what we're up against.
Ready to go?
Of course I am. What could possibly go wrong?
Cyclone alert! Cyclone alert!
He's planning on redeveloping it all. The swamp, and then this house, everything, into a retirement village.
Really? Who in their right mind would want to live in a swamp?
You do.
Well, yes. But who else would be crazy enough to?
Dad's really serious about this. You should be worried.
I am worried, love. I'm worried about you.
You'd think I'd care a little more about my house being levelled, but I'd never seen Vicky so upset before. And it knocked the wind right out of me.
Tissues and tea.
I figured Mel could wait for 5 minutes.
Sometimes it's just too... And I can't...
You just can't.
Time was ticking away. I had to get to the beach. Surely they'd had enough tea and tissues by now.
Joy, I got your message. Victoria, we'd best be off. I'm sure Mrs. Leonard has housework to do. Lots of housework.
I'm staying here.
No, you are not, young lady. So, who's for a cup of tea, then? Lockie, would you do the honours?
Need a hand?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
I couldn't look at her. Vicky was like the Medusa. One look in her eyes and I would be gone.
What are you looking for?
The tea.
It's on the bench, near the kettle, with the sugar and the milk.
Oh, right. Thanks.
I'm sorry for storming over like this. I just didn't really know where else to go. You shouldn't have to listen to this. You were going for a surf. Don't let me stop you.
No, it's okay. You're not stopping me. The surf can wait.
Vicky really needs is to know that you're there for her. Well, of course I'm there for her. We sleep under the same roof, don't we? Yes, but I've always found a hug goes a long way. Victoria? Mum? Victoria? Mum? Well, we must be off then. It'll take a while for things to settle down a bit. They just need to ride it out.
Right. The wave. Mel! I can explain.
You know, you're the reason I bought this surfboard in the first place.
What happened?
What, you mean after my surfing buddy didn't show? Well, I went in, didn't I? I tried to surf the big wave all by myself. Don't worry, I didn't even make it out past the break. So you're still the champion surfer in Angelus. And here's your trophy.
I really am sorry. Vicky needed me.
You know what? I was right the first time I met you. You really are an octopus.
She has stuff going on. Major stuff.
And so here I am back at the beginning in major trouble with Mel. Luckily, I had a brilliant plan to get me out of it. I mean, how could she not laugh at my octopus suit? Mel wasn't the only one in a bad mood. The weather had thrown a major hissy fit, and Joe had a feeling it was no coincidence.
I estimate 500 revolutions per minute. Wow! That's over 50 kilometres per hour! That's gale force conditions! The perfect storm! It's all Lockie's fault. We need to do something to make it up to Mel. Cheer her up! Mermaid style! The good people of Angelus are depending on us.
Vicky.
Have you got any tissues?
I'm all out.
What's with the suit?
This is no suit. I'm an octopus. Arms and legs going everywhere. And no spine.
I guess that makes two spineless people walking around Angelus. I started going out with a new boyfriend before I properly broke up with the old one. That's something an octopus would do.
What? And all because of that, you think you can take my crown? Get out. They could make enough calamari out of me to feed all of China, and they are hungry people.
Lockie, I think calamari rings are made of squid.
Does squid have spines?
I don't think so.
You can be a squid then.
Deal. I didn't want to break up with you, Lockie. But I didn't want to stay with you either. It's like together we're just...
Yeah.
With Josh, it was just smooth sailing. I thought that's what I wanted. But apparently...
You broke up with him?
I had this dream the other night. I was on a beach. Except the sand was made of Brazil nuts and macadamias. And I was made entirely of marshmallow. And you were there, surfing, on this giant tidal wave of melted chocolate. And as I was standing there, I could see you in the wave coming straight for me, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
So together we're like...
Rocky Road.
Philip and Joe decided that maybe a peace offering is the best way to ride out the storm.
Think this will work? We've established that she loves tuna. It can't fail.
Change of venue, folks, because of the storm. We're going to do the photo shoot in here, Photoshop the background in later.
Oh.
Where's Vicky? The photographer's going to be here any minute. Victoria!
Barry, I need to speak with you. Vicky's broken up with Josh.
Tell her I forbid it.
It's okay. The deal's still on.
See, it's fine. All fine. Now I want Victoria in that dress ASAP.
I'm not wearing that dress.
Of course you are, kitten.
I know why you and Mum sent me off to boarding school. So that I'd meet boys like Josh and you could do deals with their parents. You've totally used me. But it ends now. No more.
You listen to me, young girl.
And then Mrs. Streeton did something that Vicky didn't see coming.
No, Barry, no more. We can't continue forcing her to do something she objects to. She's our daughter.
Put on that dress, Victoria, now!
If you want me in that brochure, you're gonna have to Photoshop me in.
Me too.
What the blazes is going on with you two?
It looked like the storm clouds had finally parted from the Streeton house. In fact, it was happening all over town.
Woo! We did it! Angelus is safe. But we can't get too ahead of ourselves. Lockie might stuff it up again at any moment.
Good news, folks. That low-pressure trough has moved on as quickly as it came, and we're expecting more settled weather ahead. But it is still too early to make any firm predictions, so don't tuck those raincoats away too soon.
And for once, the weather forecast was actually right, and Mel and I had some stormy days ahead of us.